Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to It Girl YouTube. It's Roxy, once again, It Girl's editor, and today I'm going to be giving you a book tour of all the books I love to read around my house. Now, at It Girl headquarters, we love to read, of course, because we publish a magazine, but it's also something that every single one of my family members loves to do in their spare time. So I'm going to be giving you a book tour of all the books I love to read, starting off with my bedroom. Now, one of my favorite books that I loved to read last year was Nevermore. It was super fun and adventurous, and it's basically like Harry Potter and Alice in Wonderland mixed together. You might think it's super long and boring and I'm not bothered to read it, but I read it in a week and it's worth every single second. Now, yesterday I got two awesome books that I've read the blurbs of, and they sound really interesting. I don't know how old they are, but my mum got them for me yesterday. And this one is about a girl named Audrey who's not used to fitting in. This one is about girls, Emma and Pip, that just can't seem to fit in or get together and just, I don't know, meet. So basically there's both super interesting stories and I'm really interested in what they're all about. Now let's get on to my bookshelf, which is right here. So basically on the top shelf is all books that I've read, and they're novels that I like to read. On to the last shelf, we've got all the different books that I loved to read when I was younger. You might think, oh, I chucked out all of mine, but I like to just have them there as memories of what I like to read. And of course, my little sister Sienna always likes to come in here, sit on the beanbag and read some too. She loves to read Olivia's Secret Scribbles, Ella Diaries, and so much more. But one of my favorites when I was like 6 or 7 was definitely The Princess in Black. And it was a super cool series, so I just like to keep them there, and I still read some of them to my little sister. Alright, now let's move on to our second place of where everyone loves to read. It's The Office. Well, my mum's and my office. So in the office, as you can probably see, we have loads of books. It's the one place where we keep every single book, whether we're going to read it or whether we've already read it. So we have the Guinness World Records, we've got lots of different novels, and we all basically have a shelf. This is my sister's and brother's, this is mine, this is someone's. And then there's this, which is all the books that I absolutely love to read. And that's definitely Dork Diaries, which is one of my all-time favorite series. And they are super cool, and it's all about drama and stuff, which is why I love to read it. Another one of my favorite books, even though we're talking about books that you can read, is Harmony of Colour. I'm sure You've heard it before, that it's my all-time favorite coloring book, but it really is. And I've colored in so many different pages, and it's super fun to just color them in. And you can get all these like old childish ones where you color in a dog that's one color and its eye is green and the background is just blue. But this one is so detailed, and although it might be a little bit expensive, it is worth every cent. Just look at all this detail, and you can do so much with it and just come up with all your different ideas. So yes, Harmony of Colour. And then here we have Max Crumbly, which is definitely one of my brother's all-time favorites. And I've read it before, and it's actually a pretty good book. And put in that back. We've got so many other books, and we obviously do not have time to go through all of the books, but my sister's favorite, probably in this shelf, is definitely The Jokes. She's always like, oh my goodness, there's a spider in your hair, and then she's like, haha, I'm just kidding. It's not funny because once I actually fell for it and waxed my hair. This is my all-time favorite place to read, with a hot chocolate or tea next to the fire, because it is super cold and I love just sitting here and reading a book. Now here we don't have many books because we just bring them from our rooms, but we do have a few. So we have Guinness World Records, which is probably a lot of people's favorites, like the 2019 one, or the one that's really special to me, the 2018 one, because I'm actually in it. Let me just find the page. That's me, and it's really special to me, and I love just reading any person being in the Guinness World Records, because I love seeing how many people and how many weird records there are, like the world's longest pizza. Who would have thought that that would be a record? So it's super cool just to read here, and my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, and even Milo loves to curl up here. But I feel like we should go all the way upstairs and check out my brother and my sister's room. Let's go. Now, my brother never gave me permission that I could go into his room, but I feel like we should see what's in stock for him, what he's reading. So, he's reading Captain Underpants and the Sensational Saga of Sir Stinks-a-Lot. It's up to this page right here. And he's also reading The Awesome Book of Space. It's about the color of blood and how a goose poops every 12 minutes. And so those are the ones he's reading. But let's go over to his bookshelf, where there are books that he's read and is also reading. Now in the other corner of my brother's room is his bookshelf with his old-time favorites. At the top, of course, he's got the Treehouse series. He is obsessed with them, and he loves reading them over and over and over again, and every night he's sitting on his bed reading a Treehouse book. Now he's also got the Ando, Ninja Kid, Hot Dogs, the Ando, the Weirdos, the Hot Dogs, he's got Fruities, the Bad Guys, the whole series. So he also loves the Nothing to See Here Hotel series, and the Seeing is Believing one is what he's reading right now, I believe. So it's a really cool book, and it's all about this stuff, but he won't let me touch his book, so I'm still reading the first one, and it's really, really interesting, but he won't let me take his other ones yet. One of his old favorites is Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and there's actually a new one coming out later this year, which is super exciting. So he's got some of these, then he's got some Dogman, Funny Life of Pets, Cowboy, and Bird Brain, and he's got some weird things in there. So now let's go on to my little sister's room and see what kind of princess novels she has in there. So now we are inside my little sister Sienna's room. Now, if you haven't already, go and watch the Trolls Party video. The balloons are still inflated. Her bed's obviously unmade. And now, the books. Oh my gosh, she stuck stickers inside this. This used to be my drawer and it was white. It was white here. But now it's pink. So, some of the things she has in here are Dr. Seuss Pocket. She loves to read these and never puts them in the correct order, but she absolutely loves to read these because they're little flippy and flap books. You do that, and she just likes to take them around to breakfast or to dinner and just likes to read them, or let's just say I read them to her. But another one of her favorites, well, she has loads of favorites, but she loves all of the pocket ones she's got right here. And she loves all these little mythical ones or something. I don't know what she calls them. But there's Alice in Wonderland, The Railway Children, The Wind in the Willows, The Secret Garden, Around the World in 80 Days. And they're classic stories. They just fell out of their box. Something that little Cece loves, Jackson loves, and I love, and something that Sienna constantly steals from Jackson and I is definitely Ripley's Believe It or Not. It's full of wild and wacky but wonderful stuff, and they've even got tons of museums all over the world. If you're lucky enough to ever go and see one, it's full of loads of cool stuff. So that's definitely one of her favorites, my favorite, and Jackson's favorites. And of course, every little girl loves Frozen, the Frozen books, and that's the Frozen Essential Guide. And we're so excited because Frozen 2 is actually coming out. Sienna is pumped for that. So this is just an activity book and all of the songs and the story. So it's super cool, and she's reading that a lot. So there's tons of cool stuff in that.
even Barbie stickers.
So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed showing you guys a book tour of all the places I love to read, and we keep books in this house. Now, if we showed you all of the places we keep books, it would take ages, but we love to read, and you guys also should love to read. So if you guys can comment down below all the books that you're reading now, I'd love to know, because maybe I can read them too. So tell me what you love about them. And then subscribe, click that notification bell, and I'll see you on another video. Bye!